That's our news for the week. Our favorite part of the week is our special guest interview. Tonight's guest is from the Baton Rouge region, so I always want to give out an extra shout out to our Baton Rouge partners for supporting what we're doing with Louisiana artists. Those awesome partners are Cecil Graves State Farm, Manship Theater, Sugarfield Spirits, and Shelly Simmons, Realtor, Trainer, and Consultant. Only a few partner spots are left in the Baton Rouge region. If you'd like to learn more, just hit us up at louisianacountrymusic@gmail.com. And, of course, all of our Louisiana Country Music Live interviews are brought to you by our friends at Explore Louisiana. The Lieutenant Governor and his team do an amazing job promoting our state, and we are proud to partner with them to provide more awareness and opportunities for Louisiana country music artists. Tonight's guest is a Baton Rouge original who's been making serious noise on the Louisiana music scene. She leads her own band with a sound that blends country with a classic rock and alternative edge. And she's been putting that sound in front of some big crowds, opening for the likes of Chase Matthew, Justin Moore, Dylan Scott, John Foster, Joe Nichols, and more. She's also got 3 originals out, Get Gone, Matches and Moonshine, and her latest, Outfit. She just in all that, and she's just getting started. Please welcome to the show, Lauren Lee.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
What's up,
Am I
Lauren?
here? There we are.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sweet. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes, thank you for having me. Excited to be here. This is my first live I've ever done any type of way. So
This is my first one this week, so you're going to be good. We're learning together.
what an introduction. Thank you for that. That was cool. That was cool.
Well, very well deserved. I'm looking through the comments right here. We got quite a few people on here. We've got Karen who's on here. Karen's on here every week. She's a big supporter of Louisiana country music. We got John Schaefer. What's up, brother? We got Bubba Plochet in the house. Good new tune, man. There we go. We got John says, "What's up, Lauren?" So you got some people in here already listening. So
yes, I know all those guys. Those are great. I wish I could have met Karen. I think I saw her at our live convention, and I never got a chance to talk to her. But she's amazing. I've been watching her from afar for a while now. She's one to look up to. So for sure.
She has been very loyal to our Tuesday night interviews, and I love it because she's a big supporter. We got 3 popping in. Tara Bozeman Miller says, "Love Lauren." Mason Show says, "What's up, Lauren?" And Cindy Pellegrin Piku says, "Hey, Lauren Lee."
Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for watching.
Goodness. Well, I'll just tell y'all before we have a storm coming through, so hopefully the internet works well tonight. But just in case, let's go ahead and dive in and get started. And but before we get into music, I know we definitely want to talk music and all that. But before we do that, tell us about your family.
Yeah, so I have a husband. I have a husband. I have a child. I'm a mom. She's 4 years old. Me and my husband, we have been together for I think we're going on 9 years. We still live in our starter home. I think next year is going to be the year where we build our house and stuff like that. I think we're running out of room here in our starter home. But we been married for 3 years. It'll be 4 in January. And then I grew up in Santa Maria, Louisiana. Went to Santa Maria High School. A lot of my family, my mom grew up in Port Sulphur, Louisiana, actually, and then they moved to the Gonzales area when she was young. My dad's always grown up in Sorrento, so people come up to me all the time, like, "I know your daddy, I know your granny." They seem to be very famous people in the Sorrento area, in the Ascension Parish area. Everybody knows Linda Lee and everybody knows Bray Lee, so I get that a lot. And they always have great things to say about my family. So that it's really cool to talk to people, and they just love where I come from, and it's good to come from a family like that. But yeah, my daughter and my husband, both of them keep me on my toes. My husband actually works offshore, so he's actually gone a lot. I kind of single mom it a bunch, and I have a very, very profound respect for all the single moms out there. I tell you, my kid is a different kid when both of us are here versus when it's just me. Sometimes I'm trying to implement discipline, and I'm thinking to myself, like, it'd be really cool to have her dad here backing me up right now, because she rules the roof sometimes. So, but as she should,
she's gonna push mom a little bit. Yeah.
absolutely, and this is her space to be free in herself. And I actually just I sent them away for this. We're packing. We're leaving for Memphis tomorrow, but I was like, y'all got to get out of the house because Cece she don't know how to turn it down for nobody. She's going to be loud and proud, and they actually might walk in towards the end. Maybe she'll say hi or something like that. But yeah, they're out and about doing their thing. But definitely keep me on my toes. It's definitely an adventure. But I'll say me and my husband, we've prayed for this life. We have worked really hard. He works really hard. He actually is the one who let me quit my job when I started this band. I was working as a paralegal, um, and somewhere down the road between him working offshore, me trying to manage a band and do all the booking and dive into original music, and be a mom, he was like, something's got to give. You seem overwhelmed. We need to, me not being here. So he let me quit my job and take this dive into this full time, and it's the best decision I've ever made. So
it takes a team when you want to do
it
something
does.
big. It takes a team. It does. That partner is
Yes.
important.
We have a few babysitters. A lot of them pitch in to watch CC whenever we have those later gigs. What I've noticed recently, though, is what I've always hoped for was that we would start to get put on those family friendly gigs. Because when you're starting out in this thing, you're in the bar rooms. That's where you
Mhm.
kind of have to, and the restaurants, and um, no kid wants to go sit in a restaurant for 3 hours that long and watch mom sing. So, but now she can come, and she likes to go to the fairs where she gets to ride the rides. I mean, she could care less what I'm doing. She's seen my show 1,000 times, but she gets to go ride the rides, get her face painted, and then she comes and watch. And recently, I've kind of gotten her on stage and let her sing a little bit, and it's really cool to see her. I think it's very empowering for her to see her mom do this, and that's what I want for her. I want her to feel like she can do anything she can in the world as long as she sets her mind to it. So.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm looking at these comments right here, and it says, "Your granny is listening. Go, girl."
I, hey, Grady. She actually used to be, she's one to look up to, too. She used to be the morning radio show with Mr. Rowland. I think they were 100.7 The Tiger in the morning, every morning
Mhm.
for years. She did that until they didn't anymore.
Wow.
And I think 2 years ago they stopped, but that's how people know her, too. They always say, I recognize that voice. And it's her because she was the lady on the radio for
I
all those
probably know
years.
her voice then. Yeah,
You
I probably know
probably
her
do.
voice.
Yep.
So did you grow up in a musical family?
I wouldn't say so. No. I just recently learned that my granny has this spunk in her. She jumped on stage. I came across a video not that long ago of her at a I don't know what it was, something with to do with duck roost, but she got on stage and she sang, and I was like, "Oh, that must be where I get it from." But before I saw that video, I was we always wondered like where. I think everyone in my family is like, where does she get this from? Like this voice and the ability to just go out there and kind of such, I guess, a strong stage presence. I tend to be really comfortable out there, but I really do think that that comes from dance as a kid. I did competition dance, and I remember being on stage for our dance recitals. I hated dance practice, but I loved the recital, and just being on a stage where the lights are so bright you can't even see the people in front of you. And I remember always just telling myself, like, just do your thing, girl. And I had so many dances, the whole aspect of the show, running around backstage, changing outfits, and all of that gave me like a rush. And my recitals was one of my favorite childhood memories that I have. And so to be able to do that as an adult in a different aspect, because there is a lot of different things, I've definitely carried some things with me, but now on stage I can see the people's faces a little bit, and so that's something to get used to. And you have to read your crowd and see how they're
Yeah.
feeling, and if they're not really feeling, then what are we going to do next, and make those decisions on the fly. And but no, it's really fun. I mean, I've always said this is having this as a job is was always my plan A. And I don't know if I had a plan B really growing up, and then I had to find a plan B, and I found one, and then my plan A fell into place. So it just kind of worked
Yeah,
out.
yeah, it does. It's you hear a lot of people say they didn't really have a backup plan.
I
So
didn't.
how long have you been singing?
I think I first knew that I wanted to sing or had something in there at a very young age. I hopped on stage at my campground. I grew up going to a family campground in Covington, Louisiana, and we were permanent campers there. So when we went camping, we went there every time. So most of my childhood is from that place, and I would get on stage there a lot and sing. I mean, I would ask the DJ to put my CD in his player and let me sing a song, and he would let me every single time. And I think I won like a little karaoke contest. I sang Redneck Woman. I had all the sass in the world. I was probably 10 years old. Um, but yeah, and then I don't think I sang too much in high school. I think I had like I think I had like a fear of like singing in public, and my friends knew I could, and they would have to beg me to sing for them. And then somehow when I was 22, I got asked to be in like a acoustic group, and I said, sure, why not? And that's kind of where I started singing publicly as an adult, was when I was probably about 8 years ago. Um, and it's been kind of a journey from there since. But I kind of knew at a young age that I wanted to do this, and I've never had like professional lessons, I should say. I've never really had that, but I do remember when I was 12, I went to a camp in California called American Idol Camp. And it wasn't something you had to audition for, it was something that you signed up for. And then a certain amount of, I guess if you met the, deadline, or a certain amount of people got to go to that, and we had to fill out like a huge, like, it was a very big questionnaire. I remember that, and having to talk about why we wanted to do this. And there were lots of producers and agents there, which was really cool. I actually met Jennifer Hudson's producer on my way there on accident, and I was so shy to sing in front of people still, and I didn't sing for him. He asked me to sing, and I didn't sing for him, and still to this day I kick myself in the butt for not
What?
singing for that man. Yeah, I still, like, today I still think about that, like, I really wish I would have sang for that guy.
When
He
that
was the real
Now
deal.
you know when that next door opens, you got to kick it in. That's
Oh
right.
gosh, yes, every door since then I have kicked them all down.
Well,
Learned
that
my
might be a
lesson.
good thing.
Yeah,
That may be a good thing.
yeah,
You felt that, and it ate at you, and now you're like, maybe now you're even more of a killer than you would be. So
yeah,
maybe
maybe
it worked
so.
out. Yeah.
Maybe so.
So you got a lot of artists, you got a lot of people on here comment, but a lot of artists and musicians on here. So uh, I'm not going to read them all just for the sake of time, but you'll have to go back and check them all out. A lot of good folks on there cheering you on. So who are some of the artists? And by the way, I would have never guessed that you didn't have lessons, because you got a. I mean, we saw you down at Hondo Fest, and I've heard you sing a couple of different ways and a couple of different times, and
Yeah,
you kind of got different gears that you hit. So I would have really thought that you've had lessons. So
I know,
uh,
man. I really do think that it's and I've surprised myself too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've always had something in there, but I can't say I was always good at this. I mean, there was a time years and years ago when I first started out, when if I look back on videos, I'm like, oh gosh, like, who did I think I was? And it was all. I mean, it was awful. Like, it was like there was no pitch control. No, I mean, it was just not. I definitely had some work to do, but I really do think that the more you do something, the more you practice something, the more consistent you are, the better you just naturally get. And so I have noticed a huge improvement since I've started my own band, and my own skill and ability. I mean, there are songs that I used to just, growing up, I would try to sing. When I was younger, I would go into my grandparents' shop and there was like a table, and that was my stage, and I had a microphone, and I was putting on concerts there. Okay. And there were songs like Last Name by Carrie Underwood, Broken Wing. I mean, I would even try to sing Footprints in the Sand by Leona Lewis, and that on my little stage out there, and I couldn't hit those notes. And so today I have retried to sing those songs, and I can sing all of them, and I think I sing them well.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
I
really
agree.
cool.
Yeah, I think a lot of people agree with you on that. So, who are some of your influences coming up as far as artists? Not local, but just people you were listening to.
Yeah, so I mean, Carrie Underwood, I've always been a huge fan of hers. I was already singing and had that dream, and then she auditioned for American Idol. I remember watching it with my dad, uh, like as it aired in real time or whatever they do way back then. And I remember seeing her audition, and we were both like, "Dang, she's gonna win this whole entire thing." And I watched her entire journey on American Idol, her entire career. I mean, if there's any person who was a role model for me growing up, it was her. But I've also taken I used to try to sing Whitney Houston. I used to watch Whitney Houston a lot, Alicia Keys. The Mariah Carey Christmas soundtrack was a year-round thing for me as a kid, all the time. I'm trying to think of what else. I was a big into Disney. I think we loved the Cheetah Girls and Hannah Montana, and I mean, anything that I took a liking to, I just that was what I added to my pretend concert set list, you know?
Well, that explains a lot because that's a wide variety of
Yep.
different folks. And when you said Mariah Carey Christmas album, I started laughing because a buddy of mine got kicked out of a place because you could play a song on like your phone or whatever on the jukebox, and
Mhm.
he just played Mariah Carey Christmas song like over and over and over. And finally, they figured out who he was. They're like, "Dude, you got to go."
You gotta go. You know what's funny too? So I did that as a kid, but I never told like my daughter doesn't know that, and she does the same thing. Like she will be in the living room, and she does the same thing. She's in there singing, got a little microphone. She does her little dances in her performance, and her go-to is "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey. All year long, all year long.
It's a good one. I mean, it's
It's
just
a
a good
good one.
song. It's
It is a
classic.
great song. It'll always forever be the Christmas album until somebody else comes out with something better. I think that's forever gonna be something.
It's gonna be hard to beat that one. I mean,
Yep.
you
Yep.
have to get up early in the morning to beat that one. That's it.
Yeah.
So you put together a great band, and you guys are making some waves. How long has the band been together?
So we started this thing right after COVID, when live music was starting to reboot. I actually, I had knew I wanted to do this, and so what I did was I went and booked myself like two acoustic gigs. Now I don't play an instrument. I cannot play guitar. I think that's something I'm seriously lacking. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn. But as of this moment right now, I lack the talent and ability to play the guitar, the piano, any of that. So I knew I needed a guitar player to come and do this gig with me. The first one I ended up canceling because I didn't find one. And then the second one, by the grace of God, I ended up meeting my drummer, Preston Wallace, and he came out and he played the guitar, and we clicked right off the bat. And we both wanted to start a band. We wanted to gig. We wanted to get it somewhere. Um, and he actually, our guitar player Richard, who is still with us today, they were friends as kids, and they used to play together as kids. So he came on board, and then another guy named Shane came on board. Now, Shane ended up having a hand surgery. So we lost him not long after that. And that was when I pulled Jared in. And Jared was great with us for a lot of years. And then Robert came in. Well, we wanted to add some more sound, fill that out a little bit more. Robert came to a few gigs, and he's a phenomenal musician. He's amazing. And I asked him to come on full time and kind of start prioritizing it. And he did. And now, as of last year, I think Jared wanted to go and be a dad. It does take up a lot of time. I mean, I know that personally as a mom, and I think he just wanted to be with his son a little bit more. So we auditioned some people, and we got Jesse. And yeah, everyone, what I appreciate the most, is everyone is truly like dedicated to the process. And we had nothing to begin with. We didn't have followers, we were just out there gigging. And matter of fact, when I started the band, when we finally got it together and had a rehearsal, it wasn't long after that I found out that I was pregnant. And we had all of these gigs booked for like 6 months out. I would say I say all of these gigs. I had like 6 gigs for the next 6 months, but like once a month, But I was like, we're gonna do this thing. Nobody knows this yet. We're gonna at least be gigging, not so we're in front of people, but so we can all play together. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And build that chemistry. So what if I'm pregnant? Like eventually I'll have the baby and I won't be pregnant anymore. It's gonna be fine. So we did that whole first year. That was in 2021. I had Cece in 22 of January, and then in April of 22, with our first gig back at it. At Swamp Chicken Daiquiris. It was on like Good Friday, and we kind of hit the ground running from there. At that point, I was ready. I wasn't tired anymore. I wasn't pregnant, and people were showing up. I mean, people showed up when I was pregnant too, but they really started to show up once we really hit the ground running. After that, and since then, I mean, I have some great, truly great guys inside. I mean, not just on stage, off stage, behind me. And it's only by the grace of God that I was connected with these people at the right time for me to be able to do this with them. So
Yeah, you've got a great band. I mean, I can just watching at Hyundai Fest and just kind of like just kind of standing on the side and just kind of like watching everybody at their craft is your drummer. I was like, Alex and I were laughing. We were like, that dude's a rock. He's a rocker. Like you
he's a
could tell.
metalhead.
Yeah, it's just like you could. We were
You
like, man,
know
he's back there. He's hitting them
what's
rock. Yeah.
What's really funny about that is, so Jared, Richard, and Person, they all grew up, I think, in a different band together. They have done this before together, and they were metal, they were rock, and so I'm
Yeah,
this
you
little
could
country
tell.
girl, and I come in, I'm this little country girl, and Robert's a country guy. Robert's actually a jazz guy, but what they've done for me is, they have turned me they have introduced me to this genre of music that I would have never just went out and listened to on my own. I mean, I've heard "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" more than 10, like a number of times now, and even "Enter Sandman" by Metallica we play now. We've even played some Raging Against the Machine. I mean, everything that they have introduced me to, I have taken a huge liking to, and it's something that I'll want to try to incorporate, or I try to incorporate into our sound throughout the show entirely. I mean, you'll hear our country, and while you're hearing a country song, it's got some energy, and
Yeah.
some rock edge to it. So
Alex and I were, I mean, we were laughing. We could tell immediately. We're like, yeah, because the first thing I noticed was a drummer, and then we started kind of looking around. We are like, oh, these guys are rockers.
they
Um,
are rockers.
yeah, and well, I've seen you perform with just an acoustic guitar player, and I've seen you full band, and you're talented and great at both in different ways. But do you have a preference for both, or do they both? I mean, do you have a preference for either, or do they both just kind of like scratch a different itch? I guess I don't know.
They do. They both scratch a different itch. With the full band, I get to be, my little alter ego kind of comes out a little bit, that confident. It's more of a show, right? And everything is calculated and planned, and I do love that, the lights, the whole experience that you're giving a crowd, and the songs that we choose to do in that set. But on the acoustic side of things, I tend to lean more towards the country there, and even more so, I try to sing songs that I wouldn't normally get the chance to sing in front of a crowd that's looking to be high energy. Like I
Mhm.
can slow it down a little bit more in acoustic set, and I can talk to. One thing I love about an acoustic set is I can talk to my crowd and I can hear what they're saying back to me. They can talk
Mhm.
back to me. But on the big stages, one thing I've really had to get used to is learning how to talk into the mic without sounding like I'm talking really, really fast. I had to have learned how to pronunciate, enunciate, and make sense of what I'm saying also. That has been one of the biggest challenges, is just talking to your crowd, and then them not, they're not actually talking back to you. So you're just having a conversation with like 1,000 people, and you're only getting their reaction. So to be really okay with that. Something else interesting too is, when you're in a barroom setting and everyone's like, yeah, in your face, like everybody's partying, you can tell everyone's having a good time. I think when we started the festival scene, people really enjoy sitting down and watching a good show, and they might not have to get up and dance and be in your face and this and that, but they're enjoying what they're seeing and they're loving it. And so I used to get really in my head, when I first started doing festivals,
Yeah.
thinking like, oh my God, do they like me? Or like, am I totally flopping this? Like, what is going on? Why are they not, yeah, in my face? But it's just because people
Yeah.
really do enjoy doing that. They don't have to be, especially on like a Sunday in the middle of the day. So that was something too that I had to really become comfortable with. And, like I said, the more you do something, the more you get out there, and the more you just kind of, I always tell myself, just get up there and be myself. And, I'm not afraid to embarrass myself. I've had to, don't be afraid to embarrass yourself, because it's probably going to happen. But just play it
It's
off.
gonna
Just,
happen. Yeah.
just play it off. Like it's a lots of learning curves in all of this. So
Do you feel like it's and tell me if I'm wrong, but do you feel like the acoustic show is more Lauren and the full band show is more, like you said, an alter ego?
um yeah, a little bit maybe. I wouldn't call it, maybe alter ego is not word, because it is me. I mean, that is me. But when you step on the stage in front of lots of people, I do kind of tend to hold it all together a little bit. You know what I mean? More so than I would when I'm sitting down talking to everyone and putting on that intimate performance. I think it's just more intimate with acoustic versus
Mhm.
the big full band. Um so yeah, and then stage presence is a huge thing. You don't really have to have as much stage presence when you're sitting down on an acoustic versus when you are with the full band. And I don't play an instrument either. So I always crave so bad if I could just like hide behind my guitar for 2 songs. But like I don't do that. So it's like, so sometimes in between songs, I'm like, when we first started out, in between songs, I would be like a little bit like, when we start the next one, like, let's go. I'm not doing anything. But I've also, once again, learned how to get comfortable with that and be patient and, let the show play out, and learn how to, once again, talk to the crowd and things like that. So
Were you like Will Ferrell? It wasn't Will Ferrell. He's like, I don't know what to do with my hands right
I know.
now.
I'm telling you, I'm serious. It would be quiet. It'd be like dead silence, and or maybe in my head, because it is such a rush and your adrenaline's pumping like really really fast. You're thinking like everybody's waiting on us. Everybody's waiting on us. What are y'all doing? Hurry up, start that song. What are y'all doing? But really, like sometimes they might have to take a sip of their drink, or like tune their guitar or something. So, and that's
Yeah.
when I had to step in as a lead and kind of how are y'all doing? What's everybody up to? And make light of everything and make sure everybody's
And
having a good time.
nobody else is thinking about it. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like,
Nobody else is thinking that. Everyone's just watching. I went to Brantley Gilbert. I actually did the 100.7 put on a like pre-party for Brantley Gilbert when he was here at the River Center, and I watched Brantley Gilbert's openers for him. And when I tell you, there was so much silence in between songs during the opener set. I think it was Demon Jones, and I was like, you know what? I don't feel bad at all anymore. This guy's killing it, and he's like taking 2 minutes in between every song, and he's freaking great. And I'm not worried about it. Nobody else is worried about it. So I think that was when I started realizing, like, okay, the silence in between the songs is not that big of a deal. It's gonna be fine.
yeah, yeah, just that comfort level. So
Yeah.
you guys have a high energy show, and it's a lot of covers. It's a lot of songs that people know and all of that, which is so much fun to sing along with. But you've also got, if I'm not mistaken, you've got 3 singles that you've released over like the last couple of years. So I was curious, is original music something that you sort of want to continue to lean into more as you grow as an artist?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say when I first started this thing, original music was not on my mind. When I first started the band, that wasn't what I was shooting for. But my producer in Nashville reached out to me. He had found me on Instagram. His name is Dean Miller. He's actually the son of Roger Miller. Um, and he kind of had a talking with me a little bit, like, if you don't, you're gonna really regret this if you don't try. Like, I'm watching you through my phone, like seeing what you're doing. And he was the one who kind of encouraged me to put some original music out there. And so I met with him and I went to Nashville, and we looked through some stuff. And so that was where my first two songs came from. And then just this past year, I went back and did two more. So I have released one, and then I'll have another song that I'll be releasing sometime this year. And I think this next one truly is my favorite thing that I've released. It's called Little Girl, and it is a message to me as a younger kid, to my daughter, and to all of the little girls in the world who are watching. So I'm excited about
Can't wait
it.
to hear that one. Yeah, that sounds great. Those are always
Yeah.
great ones. So are you writing any, or are those songs that you're going through, or anything like that?
Yeah, so there are some co-writers on the songs that I have released, and then
Mhm.
I am doing some writing. I don't know if it's where I want it to be yet. I haven't
Yeah,
released anything that or haven't written anything that I absolutely love yet, but I also haven't presented it to anyone yet either. So I think that's just something in me that I am working the courage up to do. I think everything comes in stepstones. And so that is going to
yeah,
be one of my next stepstones, is putting out something fully raw, fully original, without co-writers, without all the extra, and something truly that I have put the pen to the paper on. I have a ton of things in my notes.
yeah.
My notes go all the way back to 2022, which is probably any songwriter's nightmare. But I want to, like, kind of feed my soul into this and really dive into it. And I'll be
Yeah.
it'll come. It will come.
Well, and I think a lot of people out there don't understand too. Like, it's a completely different world. It's a completely different skill. They're like, oh, you sing? Do you write? Do you play? Do you do that? They're all different skills, and they're all. I
Yeah.
mean, and writing is difficult. I mean, it's not like writing something that people want to push play on is hard. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
something that comes easy.
And
Um,
and also, I think there is an industry for that. Like, there are so many songwriters in the world who are just looking for someone to give their song a home. And I mean,
yeah,
I talked with the writers on my last song, and like, she could not, like, she was just so excited that we had picked up this song, and she thought we did a great job with it. And then her other two writers reached out to me, and that was a really cool moment for all of us to, like, really talk together and be able to enjoy this song that has just been sitting around and no one's picked it up.
yeah,
And then here I am, and it's the perfect thing for me, and I fell in love with it. I mean, it was right on brand for me. It was absolutely. So I do have people that pitch me stuff a lot. And I have some USB drives that I like to listen to. And I just think, if I hear a great song, I mean, songwriters appreciate that. They want someone to give their song a home. They want their work to be appreciated. They might not be the one who can sing and be the artist
yeah.
behind it, but they can write a freaking good song, and they're ready for somebody to showcase it for them. So,
Yeah, so many great songs just out sitting on the shelf out there.
yes, so many.
A lot of bad ones sitting on the shelf. I've got a
A
bunch of
lot of
bad ones
bad
sitting on
ones.
the
A
shelf
lot
over
of
here,
bad
but
ones too. I can't tell you how
yeah,
many songs I go through, and I'm like, when we're in the process, and there's a lot of bad ones too. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
okay.
There's a lot of great ones out there, though.
There's a
So,
lot of great
um,
ones.
why don't you go through each one real quick and just kind of just hit a little bit on each single that you have, and why you were kind of drawn to it.
Yeah, so Matchins and Mushan was really cool. It had that alternative rock edge that I was really looking for. And that was what leaned me in. At the time, I was playing in the barroom scene a lot at the time, and so I knew that song was going to hit off. Like, I mean, the chorus is "Let's take another shot, get a little crazy." I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect for me. I mean, isn't this what we're doing all the time? And then Get Gone. Get Gone was a really good. When I heard Get Gone, I think tears kind of flooded my eyes. Me and my mom both listened to Get Gone, and we like water, like we could not contain it because um, when you know that a song is for you, you can feel it. And my husband was working offshore, and so the song is a little bit about, how we don't. I think there's one line in there was like, we don't because it's been too long. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Right, there's a line in there that made me think about how my husband works away, and then we don't get that time all the time. And so when we do, we need to get going with, like, we need to, it's not a song, it's not really about going on vacation like people think. It's actually about kind of embracing the moment and being present. There's so much out there between social media and just
Yeah.
distractions all over the world. Sometimes we need to stop and put our phones down, or just take time to be present in the moment with our loved ones, with our children, with the people who were only in the room with you for 5 minutes. Um, so that's kind of what that song is about. And then Outfit was extremely had a very pop vibe, and that at this time, so those two, the first two were, I released, or I recorded those in, what year are we in? 26. I think I recorded that. I think I recorded those in 24 or 23 at the end. I know it was like November of 23 or 24. So come around 2 years later, when I'm kind of like, I've learned a lot. I've kind of evolved a little bit as an artist and kind of who I want to be. And everybody knows I like to get on stage in a really good outfit. The song really is about, it kind of leans into, if you've ever kind of gotten your heart broken, instead of sitting at home and crying about it, you got dressed and you went out with your girls and you looked your best and you felt your best and you didn't think about it. And I think any girl in the world who's ever been through that can relate. Instead of sitting at home, it says sitting at home and wasting mascara, we're going out with our girls and we're forgetting about this, because don't ever let a man stop you from having fun, type of thing. And so I think it was empowering. I've been able to relate to that. Before I was married and stuff, I've definitely been there in my life. Um, and yeah, so, and I'm always love to be dressed up. I love fashion. I love putting together all of my outfits, and that's something that I've been doing a lot more. I've leaned a lot more into that aspect too of this thing. Is you can't just go up there anymore. At some point, wearing your everyday clothes, you got to kind of dress it up, and
That's right.
that's been a really fun part of it. So that song was very fun. It was fun to record. It was fun. I mean, I could relate to this song, so it was a good song for me as far as who I am and what I represent. So
On brand. That's right.
yeah.
We were talking about you being very comfortable on stage and everything. What about going into the studio for that first time and recording those originals and everything? What was your experience? What were your nerves like for that? Because
I
again,
was
that's a whole different beast too.
I was nervous. I was trying to play it off like I wasn't, and like, I was I was nervous. uh, my producers did say, he was like, "Well, you did a lot better than I did." I mean, I really didn't know what I was doing. I think at one point, because when you're in the studio and you're sitting down and the musicians are doing their part, and then obviously after, so when you're in a studio, the musicians do their part first. And you kind of do a rough sketch of singing, and you probably know this. Um, at some point, you have to be really, really quiet while the musicians finish. And I did not, nobody told me that my mic was on.
Oh my
And so
goodness.
I'm just yapping back there and talking. And at some point, the guy looked at me, he's like, "You gotta," and I'm like, "Oh, my bad. Like, so sorry." But I mean, they're so good at what they do. It probably didn't even phase them. But yeah, I mean, I, sometimes we can be, I try not to let my nerves get to me. I always like try to pray before I go into something like that. Just like ask God to release me of these nerves. Let me be, raw and real, and whatever's supposed to happen. Whatever, His will is and plan is for me, to just let that be. So that really helps when I go into situations like that. It helps me to be who I am without the fear of someone, maybe not liking me, and I'm okay with that. And so I was definitely nervous, but I don't think I tanked all the way. I mean, I definitely could have shut up at certain times. But I also was very pitchy back then too. I remember because the first time we did it versus this last time, Dean Miller told me, he was like, I can definitely tell you've been working really hard. And like, he was amazed at my vocal strength and the improvement that I had compared to the first time I was in there. So,
Yeah, and those guys are, I mean, they can hear everything. So yeah,
oh
so that's a
yeah, that little
compliment.
mic picks up everything. It's
Yeah.
like a microscope on your vocals. So like while I was thinking I was sounding good, that microscope, I remember hearing my first playback and I was like, we need to go in there again. Let's take that again. That is not good at all. But
Well,
yeah,
that's the thing
we
about
did it a
those
few
guys in
times.
the studio. They're all like, they're just perfect
They
players, and
are.
like engineers have like perfect ears. I don't think people understand how good those studio guys are. It's just like, man,
They
they're the
are.
best of
They
the
are.
best. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So, so, do you have like a certain? Do you go in looking on these three songs? Did you go in looking for certain sound, or did you just like whatever happens is
No,
we can go with that?
yeah, I mean whatever was presented to me because I mean these songs are being sent to me. They're being pitched to me.
Yeah.
There's these people behind, and I don't really know how Dean Miller goes about it, but there's other people that he's pitching me to, and then they're pitching the songs back to me based on what they're seeing, what they're hearing, and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. So they're not gonna pitch me. They're not gonna make me go through 100 songs where they already know one's probably not gonna be great for me. They're gonna pitch me something that is kind of within my realm, and a few different, all kinds of different varieties. Like some of them were really, really. I always some of them reminded me a lot of like the chick like the Dixie Chicks way back in the 90s vibes and um they come with the different styles and so I just had to lean into what I felt was best for me and what felt like me the most.
Yeah, I think you nailed them on all three of those for sure, and I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
hearing the next one too. If you could collaborate with any artist or band out there, who would you put at the top of that list
Oh, that's a good question.
in the
um
studio?
in the studio, like
Yeah,
it
if you
doesn't
could go
matter
in the
how
studio,
big or small.
if you could go in and cut a song with anybody out there, who would it be?
Cody Johnson.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yes,
that's a good one.
absolutely. Any day. Oh, if he ever calls, I will be there. The next flight.
What did you see him in Hondo?
I did see him at Hondo. He's just such a well-rounded guy. I actually been a big fan of his for years. I mean, I think we saw him when he was playing to, little crowds, like before he was as big as he is now. And
Yeah,
I saw him again in New Orleans at Harrah's Casino. Um And then most recently, I saw him at Hundo Fest. And gosh, the guy is he's just amazing. And he's just a really good guy. Like everything, I love how he can be so family rounded. He's, an ex prison guard, bull rider, and he's just a completely relatable, normal guy. And then he sings amazingly. And he leans on
yeah,
his morals a lot. And that's what I respect. I didn't get to meet him though. But and actually, me and Ryan's wedding song was "On My Way to You" by Cody Johnson. So I'm
yeah.
just a big fan of his all around.
A lot of people don't know. The Painter was written by Benji Davis from
Yeah,
Baton Rouge. Yeah, a
really.
lot of
He's
people.
from Baton Rouge. I didn't know that. I knew
Yeah,
it was written by someone else, but I didn't know that the guy was from Baton Rouge.
no, Benji Davis band back in showing my age, but back in my day, Benji Davis band was like a huge band around not only in Baton Rouge but like regionally. I mean, they were huge. But Benji's
Yeah,
in Nashville writing, and he was one of the writers on the Painter.
that's really interesting. How cool! So much
Mhm.
talent comes out of our state, like I was saying earlier, you guys doing this platform for all of us, it truly is awesome what you guys are doing, you and Alex and CJ and whoever else is involved. And there's so much that I've learned about people who have came out of Louisiana that I didn't even know were from here. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for all that you guys are doing.
it's a big team thing. And when I say that, it's not like our team, it's all of us. You, like everybody who comes on Tuesday nights, all the people in the comments, it's everybody working together to turn this Louisiana to give you guys what you deserve, the audience and the platform and all of that you really deserve. So it really is a team thing. I'm just proud to be a part of it. But I don't want to keep you on all night because I know you got to get up and travel and stuff, but I got a few more for you. I was just talking about your live shows. Do you guys usually go in with like a set list and you're like, this is what we're playing, or do you generally try to read the room, or how does that go?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Now, because we have now at the point that we're at now, there's always a set list printed and ready to go, and this is how we're moving, and we're going in this order. It wasn't always like that though. I've gotten some heat back from my guys plenty of times for not having a set list and calling the songs as I go. So I think once we did the Cajun Country Jam the first time, we did Cajun Country Jam. The first time we did it, which was in 24, and we went up there without a set list. Like I think I had it on my phone, and I was like, they had the big runway, so I was literally running back to their air, like to tell them, okay, before he cheats, okay, here for the part, like in that time. So that was when I really learned, like, all right, we got to have a set list every single time. Now I still stray away from it. It's good to go in with a plan, and know what you're gonna do and when you're gonna do it. And a lot of our songs sequence into the next one, so I kind of have a good footprint for building the set list now. But a lot of times, most of the time, once we get to the work, it just depends on time too. We can have all the plans in the world, but we could be, sometimes we run through this set faster than I planned or slower than I anticipated. And then we'll either be skipping some songs, and oftentimes they look at me and they laugh because they're like, oh, we have a set list, like we're gonna go off of it anyways, like okay, they mess with me a lot, and I'm like, and so then it gets,
I didn't touch a sore spot for the band, did I? I'm sorry.
No. I'm sure Jared's watching this like, yeah, she got him now, she didn't have him when I was there. But no, we do have it. We at least have a game plan going into the operation. Does it always go that way? No, but it's always for the best, for the better reason, like depending on the crowd, how they're feeling. Or sometimes I like to put songs back to back to back that literally take my breath away. And then I do that and I get up there and I get to the point and I'm like, all right, I need to throw in something to calm myself down a little bit. And so I'll have like songs at the bottom that are slower songs, like a Tennessee Whiskey or something. I'm like, all right, we're gonna throw in Tennessee Whiskey right here just because I'm dying up here. Like I need to breathe. I'm still gonna sing, but I need to be able to stand and sing right now.
What's speed round? What are three covers that you're like, I know these are gonna hit every time. I know I'm gonna get a reaction from the crowd.
Yeah. Highway to Hell is one for sure. Gunpowder and Lead's another one. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Lately we've been getting a good reaction to Olivia Dean's Man I Need, which is a newer song. But if you're in the realm of like TikTok and 2026, then you know that song, and it's not a country song either. But Zombie is our other one. I have had to literally play Zombie at the end of our set list because if I play it any earlier, they're like, all right, we heard what we wanted to hear. There we go. We're good. We heard the song that we came for. I mean, people request Zombie at my acoustic sets. And I have to save it for the end there too. But I mean, we do our version of Zombie. It hits hard, it hits strong, and it's the perfect way to cap off the nights. And so it makes for a great ending.
Yeah. What do you want people to say whenever they leave Lauren Lee Band show?
I want them to be impressed. I think what you see in a picture or something, and then you get there and you actually see the show, I think people don't expect to get the performance that they do get just based off of a picture. And then I want them to be ready to do it again.
Yeah, it's a good energy for sure. I've talked with several artists. Derek Shipley was on here last week, and when we talked, I've talked to a lot of the Baton Rouge artists about this, and I always like to give them their say on it. But he was talking about the Texas Club as like a launching pad for Parish County Line and stuff. And it's been, you guys have an amazing home. It's been an amazing home for so many artists over the years, and having an iconic venue like that in your area is pretty awesome. So I just want to give you a chance. Like, what does playing at a place like that mean for that area, and what's it meant to you?
Yeah, it's huge to be able to step on that stage. The artists that have passed through there, and then oftentimes we see artists come through and then they take off immediately after, which is awesome to see. For me personally, it is a chance for me to showcase myself more so as an artist and not just a cover band playing songs. If you do come to our May 30th Texas Club show, you will hear every original, and I say every because I will be playing Matches in Moonshine. Sometimes when I'm playing to different venues, the crowd, or sometimes we get hired for gigs and shows, not for my original music but for our energy and our live entertainment. And like, we do a lot of weddings and even the casino work. I mean, I always sneak my original in somehow and they never even, and I'll say it, but it's not for, as far as the Texas Club goes, that is a place for me to go up there and be completely the artist that I want to be, talk about the things that I want to talk about, showcase not just Lauren Lee Band, but Lauren Lee. And so it's a huge deal, and it's an honor to play there. The owners there, Mr. Mike and Mr. Mark, have been so nice to me. And Olivia there, she's been great to me. And I think Lainey Wilson on her documentary, she put in a snippet of she at the Texas Club.
Oh,
And
wow.
there was, in her documentary, there is a snippet of her at the Texas Club in the green room. And so, I mean, to just know that the people that have made it so far in this have sat on that couch, and now I'm sitting on this couch, like, it's really a cool thing.
Probably the same
It's
couch.
a, I don't know how to describe the feeling, but it's really cool.
Yeah, those guys have just helped so many people throughout the years, and they've had so many so many stars come through that door. They might not have come through as stars, but they became stars, and a
They
lot of them came
became,
through as stars. Yeah.
yeah.
So just a couple more quick ones for you, and I'll let you out of here. But in this one, there's no right or wrong answer. But do you think that you ever have more aspirations, or whatever is the word I'm looking for, desire to spend more time in Nashville, or do you think that you're where you're at for the music and life balance that you have, that you want?
Nashville is a it's something that I really want to go out and do. I think my circumstances here, I wouldn't be able to pick up my family and move there. Not right now, anyways. However, I have thought about it. I've even asked around, like, why is it so? Why is it better to be in Nashville? I think there's just a lot more opportunities if you're in the right place at the right time in Nashville. I think it's important for every artist to go out there and experience what they're doing out there. I went this past November and I went to a songwriters round, and it was a big one. And Cassidy Daniels was there. They were filming her from the road. There was a ton of artists there. I met a ton of people in that one night that was doing the same thing I was doing. They were doing writers rounds. They were exchanging information. They're playing in co-writes, and it's like a I don't want to say, I don't know. It's just cool. It's a community of everyone chasing after the same thing, and everyone can relate to the same thing. And when I left there, I was hungry for that again. So I did make it a point to tell myself, even if I can't move there, maybe at least just go out there a week at a time, twice a year, start off networking, and
Yeah.
then maybe try to book some gigs that way, and then go out there a week and have, like, 6 gigs back to back to back in one week. That way I can go tackle those gigs in Nashville and come home. It hasn't happened yet. I mean, I just kind of like had this realization in November last year, and I haven't been back yet, but that is my desire. I don't think I want to move there. I definitely don't want to get like stuck on Broadway or anything like that, but I want to go out there and I want to play for, in that, like, losers and Riley Duckman's bar. I actually got to sing there with a guy, and the guy there was like, you need to move out here. I mean, they're all just they'll tell you, like, if you sing one
Yeah.
song with somebody and they like you, they're all looking at me like, you need to move out here. You need to move out here. I'm like, well, I have a baby at home, and what am I gonna do? I don't have any babysitters out here. And that was just kind of, my wheels were turning when they were telling me this, and I was asking my friend
Yeah.
Leah Wade, like, what do I do? What do I do? But I don't think I could move out there. But I want to spend time out there for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the right approach too, because there's pros and cons to both of it. You know,
Yeah.
it's a it's a it's a very tough town too. I mean, it's crazy, but anyway, in saying all of that, when you do want to go out there, get with us ahead of time.
Okay.
You know, a few weeks ahead of time, because we can help you book some of those
Yeah.
shows, get on some of those stages, and we definitely make some phone calls and make some of that happen. So
Oh, that's good to know.
we would be glad to do that. Um, and and then let's see, I'm there. I think I've got two more for you. And then so both the good and the bad, share both the good and the bad. But what advice would you give to any young ladies out there who are in Louisiana, some up and comers who have the talent and they want to potentially dive into the crazy world of music? What are some of the pros and cons?
Give me 2 seconds. My dogs are going crazy. Give me two
Oh,
seconds.
I got you. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Let's see who's in the comments over here. I saw
Okay,
Colby in
sorry.
there. What's up, brother?
They go. My dogs go
Courtney.
crazy when people pull up. I think the family's back. But no,
I got you.
your question about up and comers
Just
and artists. You know what I
just
really appreciate? Yeah,
especially
I
young
see.
ladies that are coming up.
Yes, it's so important. You know, my daughter's watching me, and something that I've realized lately too is other little girls are watching. And if anybody else wants to do this, really just be okay with the process. Trust the process. All you can do is go out there and do your best, be yourself, and sing the songs that you want to sing, the songs that move you, the songs that you think are going to move a crowd. Get out there and gig. I like to treat our town, Louisiana, I mean, our state, Louisiana, and like where I've lived in, just like they do in Nashville. If you go out there, you see everyone gigging their butts off night and day, and they're doing it for nothing. I mean, they're just trying to get their name out there. And so that's the kind of mindset that I kind of let myself have when I started my band here. Was it don't matter if we're playing to 10 people, it don't matter if we're playing to 100 people, it don't matter if we're playing to 1,000 people. We're going to do our thing no matter what, and just be okay with starting with nothing and letting it, seeing it grow, because that's the biggest reward, is the growth that comes from it, the growth in yourself and the growth from everything else. Like, you'll see your crowd grow, you'll see, you'll make stronger friends from with strangers, and you'll
Yeah,
just meet so many people and build connections with every person. Also, never stop learning. I feel like everything is a learning curve. Always be ready to learn. In every single room that you walk in, learn something, whether it is what to do or what not to do, but learn something, because you can.
yeah, that's great advice. That's really great advice. Like, I'm just laughing about what you were talking about in the studio. But but before we get out of here, I do have to. I'll be with you this Saturday
Yeah.
at the Jambalaya Festival in Gonzales. I'm really looking forward to hearing you guys play again. It's one of my favorite festivals of the year. But for people who maybe haven't seen the Lauren Lee Band play a show yet, what can they expect whenever you guys take stage on Saturday night?
Yeah, on Saturday night. I am working on our set list actually right now. I haven't even finished that one yet. We're actually leaving for Memphis tomorrow. We have a show there Thursday night. Then we're coming straight back to hit a show in town, and then the Jambalaya Festival. Um, I'm still working on that, but what you can expect is you'll hear some originals, but you'll also hear a fun time. I've also taken everyone's request and added some swamp pop, because we are the town of swamp pop, and I've had so many requests for that. So you can expect to hear swamp pop music, not the whole time. I'm just gonna sneak it in there a little bit, but you're gonna get your variety of country, swamp pop, rock and roll, pop, dance music, and it's going to be a fun time. We're going to have a great time. I grew up at this festival. This is my hometown festival, and I'm really honored, and I feel very privileged to be able to headline their Saturday night this year. I remember watching other acts headline as a kid and being out there real late with my parents, and now to be that person is a really full circle moment for me. So it's going to be a great time. The Jambalaya Festival is a huge tradition in Gonzales, and so don't skip out this year. Come, Parish County Line is going to be great too. And just come hang out with us. Dustin Guidry's going on before us, and so if you are from our town and you know the both of us, you know that we are going to bring y'all a party.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I just speaking to some of the Jambalaya Festival people behind the scenes, they're excited to have you there as well. So I know the feeling's mutual there. So any other shows that you want to plug before we get out of here?
Yeah, so we'll be at Canal Bank for their kickoff party on Friday night, but I want to plug our May 30th Texas Club show, and then I want to invite everyone to the Floribama in Pensacola for July 9th and 10th. That is going to be a hell of a time. I have manifested this show for 3 years now, and it is here, it is happening, and I am so proud. I have a lot of stuff in between there too. I think we'll be at Prop Stop again in June. Um, and off the top of my head, I can't really think about what else is coming up. I know we have some time off in between there, which is going to be good for us to kind of take that breather, and then we'll get back to rocking and rolling. But
Yeah.
yeah, we have a lot
Well,
going on.
you
Every month I release a full lineup for the month. Maybe for the summer I'll release the entire summer lineup just so y'all can make plans and come out and see us. We also are selling merchandise now. You guys have been selling us out of merchandise. I think we came out with this new crop top t-shirt, and they bought every single one except for one the first time we put them out. So thank you guys for buying merchandise, and just keep showing up. Come and hang out with us. Come say hi, and let's keep it rocking and
Yeah,
rolling.
I love it. I love it. How can people follow you on socials and keep up with you?
Yeah, so I run my band page from Lauren Lee Band. Trying to figure out a way to consolidate those because I've tried to keep everything separate, but it's kind of merging now. And but I do my personal stuff on my Lauren Lee Facebook and stuff. But Lauren Lee Band on everything on TikTok. Our website is through something called Bandzoogle. It's laurenleeband.bandzoogle.com. I encourage you to check that out too, and just keep up with us. And hopefully, I'm working on getting like a newsletter thing done to where I can kind of email everyone who signs up for it every week, just so you guys can stay in the loop more because people want to know, you know.
All the things you gotta. It's like, okay, now I'm good at singing. Now I got to learn these other 40 things that go with it.
Oh, it's always something. We're always adding something. I'm always getting. I was just getting educated on IT all week. We've got our in-ear monitor rack, a new one, and I'm the one like setting it up and hooking up the wireless internet. And I spent 3 hours. I stayed up till 3 a.m. Friday night learning about sound and this and that, and now I feel like I'm an expert. Like I know too much.
Don't ever let
No,
somebody know
not
everything
really.
that you know.
No,
Never
not
let
really.
everybody know everything you know because then you end up with more jobs. That's my philosophy.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Let me be quiet.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. Whenever you get off and you get a little time on the road tomorrow, you have to get back in the chats because you did. We had a lot of people commenting here, so many names that I recognize and from the music business, and some that look like they might be family and stuff. So make sure to get in there and tell them thank you for tuning in. And I'm very grateful that you guys tuned in. So thank you for stopping what you're doing. I know you're having a busy week, and I hate that your husband and dog, they're going to be cussing me because they got kicked out of the house, but
No, they're
we
back.
appreciate it.
They're back
Yeah.
now. I think they just walked in. She's must have fell asleep in the car, so she'll be going to bed early tonight.
Is she right there
But
beside you?
she's on the couch. I think she just he's. I'm scared. I'm scared to wake her.
Oh, okay. She's.
Don't
I was
ever
going
wake
to
a 4 year old.
I got you. I feel you. I feel you. Well, we appreciate you. Safe travels to Memphis and back, and we will see you Saturday night at the Jambalaya Festival.
Yeah. I'll see y'all there. Thank y'all so much for having me. Thank y'all for everything that's happening. Y'all are awesome.
All right. Thank you so much, Lauren. Have a good one.
Thanks.
All
You
right.
too. Bye bye.
All right, guys. We appreciate thank you again to Lauren for coming on. We appreciate you guys in the comments. Sorry I couldn't read as many tonight. I was scared that this storm that's coming through is going to mess my internet up. So I was trying to not drag it out too long tonight. But thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. We hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. If you did tune in for Lauren and you enjoyed it, make sure to tune in every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, because we do this every Tuesday night. And there's always some interesting people here that you'll get to meet and you'll learn more about. So make it a regular Tuesday night thing to hang out with us. Make sure to like, share, follow, comment, and all the good things to help us show the world all the Louisiana talent that we have out there. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless everybody out there. Enjoy the rest of the week. And we'll see you next Tuesday night right here on Louisiana Country Music Live.